What's up, everybody? I hope you guys are having a blessed and awesome day. I'm on day 2 of my mold detox. I didn't get a video of what I did today, but I'm just going to go ahead and just tell you exactly what I ended up doing, and I'll share a picture. I ended up did some IV treatment that has some ozone, and what they'll do is I did a 2-pass. What they'll do is it runs through a filter, and it will go ahead and actually put some ozone, filter it through, the blood is filtered through an ozone, and then it's put back into my body. What that does is that the bypass and the ozone, it clears out any pathogens, any mold, any illnesses within your blood, and it puts it back. I got to do this multiple times, etc., and it's just not like a one shot and one thing that you got to do. And then apparently, as you do multiple passes, the better the results going to be. I only did 2 passes because I was just experimenting, and since I did talk to my doctor about doing this type of procedure, she said it was okay, and so that's why I just said I am just finding ways on optimizing my recovery from the mold that I have. The next thing I need to do is I'm going to go through my pantry, get rid of all the nuts and seeds that I have, and then just go back to the diet that I was doing before. Just when I talk about the nuts and seeds, apparently that when you have nuts that are not stored in the right environment, or even when they're even cultivated, etc., that there could be some mold on it, some pathogens or whatever on it that a person doesn't know. And I've realized this when I bought some walnuts before, left them in the pantry. They were brand new walnuts, but then I ended up trying to go and grab a handful to eat them, and they tasted very rancid. However, if I had these the same walnuts, I put them in a glass container and I had them in the refrigerator, and they were fresh and still tasting like they were, fresh. There was no rancidness to it. So the thing that I'm gonna go ahead and do is just eliminate doing any kind of nuts, and if I did do them, it's gonna be sparingly, because of trying to find certain things of where did this mold come from. I used to do a lot of mushrooms. I'm not talking about the psychedelic mushrooms, I've never done those, but I'm talking about like the mushrooms that you would eat. But I was really heavily into the reishi, the cordyceps, the lion's mane, but the thing there is you don't know where that is being cultivated, how that's being stored, etc., because they make it into a powder. And then the other thing too, proteins too, that apparently they were, from what AI kind of told me, that some proteins could actually have high toxicity of mold, meaning that because of how it's stored, and just that there's known, I guess, some of the proteins that are out there that they don't have good practices. Just like when you hear about like lead in chocolate, like there's certain types of chocolate that a person could be eating, and they don't have the high levels of lead. The more and more we know about our bodies, and we start knowing about what's going on and what we're consuming, that we begin to have a little bit, we become a voice for ourselves, and we're becoming an advocate of health, and realizing that what you put into your body does have an effect down the road. All right, you guys have a blessed, you guys have an awesome day. Be about it instead of talking about it, and namaste.